Hello everyone. It's now 11:48 a.m. in the morning. Well, not till after I start the video, I have to yawn. Excuse me. They sleep deprived me and vibrated my body so bad last night. So this video, I want to talk about fake, just like in the so-called targeted individual community, they have the popular fakes in the narcissistic victim community. So the popular fakes in the narcissistic victim community, a lot of these people, they sell their soul to the devil, become narcissistic. Like when you sell your soul to the devil, you become narcissistic. And then they still pretend that they're a narcissistic abuse victim. And this is, I think, part of how they say, like, if victims turn into predators. Because then you sell out and then become evil, after selling out. But you claim you've been a victim of narcissistic abuse all your life. So then they have like a large following and falsely glorify themselves as a narcissistic abuse life coach. And they demand money for one-on-one consultations and services. Or, but if they even have like YouTube videos, popular Twitter, or whatever other social media, and even a blog. And I'm not saying that everybody that says that they're a narcissistic abuse coach is like this, but I notice a lot of the popular fakes, and what they'll do is they will start to act like they've been a victim of narcissistic abuse. And then they'll act like as if they sympathize with victims who are currently going through narcissistic abuse. And then after some time, they start to victimize current victim, exploit and victimize current victims suffering through narcissistic abuse. And then, kick them down even harder when they're already down. And then start using projection and blaming, like they project narcissistic tactics onto the victims. Like people say the narcissist will play the victim. But then the victims get falsely accused of playing the victim and wanting a pity party or being a constant or eternal victim that's just full of negativity and drama. But like when you suffering, like I did a video talking about this before, but my other TikTok is wrongfully deleted because of the gang stalkers. So if you're in a gang stalking program, the gang stalkers never stop victimizing you. Even when you think that you got a break from all the harm and torture and everything that they're doing, they're still doing stuff to you behind closed doors that you sometimes may not be aware of it, and then you find out later on. So it's unfair for people who claim to be narcissistic abuse life coaches to say that an actual victim of narcissistic abuse is playing the victim or is a constant victim or an eternal victim, and then you kick them down even harder, and you think that they are the covert attention-seeking narcissist that just playing a victim. And then, the targeted individual that's suffering narcissistic abuse and gang stalking, it's like they basically really don't have anywhere to turn. And I've had people on social media that unfollow or block me because they falsely assume that I'm just focusing on the negative and being full of drama and constantly complaining. And they want to say ignore the stalkers. But if you're getting like harassment and threats and being tortured with direct and energy weapons, like being sleep deprived make you more hypersensitive. I'm already hypersensitive. So, you know, I'm not going to say the name, but somebody made a video trying to basically say stop martyring narcissistic abuse victims. And trying to make it like as if you're trying to fault the victim if they die, you know, blame the victim if they die in a narcissistic abuse relationship. So they might have people that suffer narcissistic abuse and domestic violence. And unfortunately, they end up dying or getting murdered, you know, before they can even wake up to the truth and realize that you're dealing with a narcissistic demon. So, which is very unfortunate. So it's like, how are you going to be a narcissistic abuse coach and then blame the victim, do victim blaming, and then call the actual victim of narcissistic abuse that's helpless and doesn't really know the truth? You say that they're a constant or eternal victim or a permanent victim or a career victim, or that, you know, or that they're just pretending to be a victim just for attention. You kick them down even harder and exploit them. And so it seems like there needs to be some distinction of whether or not somebody really is being targeted and suffering the gang stalking. That's never-ending suffering. You know, a lot of targeted individuals call this to be hell on earth. But, you know, they will, like, when you talk about, like, the targeting or whatever, or the gang stalking, and then they'll be like, you're negative, or you're full of drama, or you're always complaining, or there's always something with you, or you're attention seeking. So, and then you end up not having support. But they handpick who to be supportive of. So how are you going to victim blame a victim of gang stalking and then want to, you know, talk about, oh, you pick a side whether you or not you want to be a victim or a conqueror, or a victim or a survivor or whatever. Or they'll say, oh, nobody likes a victim. Or they will say, don't be a victim. So they'll try to say that you caused the problem yourself, or that you put yourself in a predicament to be victimized, and that nobody should feel sorry for you. But then, you know, it's like, if you're a narcissistic abuse, why are you making such heartless and insensitive statements like that towards somebody who just suffered being raped or something? So they were making like you always, and that's what narcissists do, blame the victim and then say you put yourself in that predicament on purpose. They'll make it like as if you deliberately put yourself in the predicament just so that you can get others to rescue you out of it. Now, like, who the hell wants to be raped, or who wants to be homeless? Who wants to be workplace mobbed from every job or have all this stuff happen to you? And they will reverse it on you and lie and say that you're an attention-seeking covert narcissist that just played a victim when they are victim blaming you and you can't even get any help. It's been making me very depressed lately about this topic.